All right, welcome to today's bait. This is the message of the day today, and this is what God is speaking to us today. I'm so excited about this because I myself have been in a waiting season, and I know many of you have also found yourself there. Tuko live pale kwenye Facebook, pale kwenye YouTube, and also Twitter at Hope FM Live. So the word of today is going to come from Habakkuk 2 verse 3, and it says, put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true, but the time is coming quickly, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed. I love this verse because it has two contrasting words. The first bit of it says, it may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. And then it goes ahead to say, and it will not be delayed. So we have two statements, slow in coming, and also it will not be delayed. And many of us can ask ourselves, okay, what does God mean in this particular context? But what I came to understand is that your timing and God's timing are very, very different. What may seem like a delay to you, to God, it's not a delay to him. And I think that's why he gets down to our level to say that it may seem slow in coming, because to you, you're like, God, by this time I thought it would have already been fulfilled. By this time I thought, like, hiyo interview tulifanya kitambo, mbona mpaka saizi bado? I've been waiting for a spouse for the past 5 years. Why is it that it has taken longer than I thought it would? I've waited for a child since I got married for over 7 years. So God, why has this taken longer than it should? But then our timing and God's timing is different, because he says in his word that my thoughts are different from your thoughts. My ways are higher than your ways. As far as the earth is from the heaven, that is what we get to understand. But then we can always trust in God, because Isaiah 60:22 reminds us that at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And I love this. There's a different version that says, I will make it happen quickly. So even before you realize it, utashtukia tu ime happen. Meaning that God is not going with our time. We say hashtag Godspeed, Godspeed. But then we ask ourselves, whose speed are we really operating on? Is it our speed or that of God? And I just want to tell you about ways in which we can truly, wait well with God. What do we do in the waiting period? And I think that is what many people ask themselves, like, okay, now I'm waiting, what do I do in this season? But here are a few tips of what you need to be doing. I practiced these same things when I was in a waiting season, and for sure God came through for me. And the first one is allow God to prepare you. And this is really, really important, because when you look at the story of Joseph and also of David, you find that the season that they had before the promises were accomplished, there was this season of preparation. This is what God was trying to build up in them. For David's case, you find that after he's told and anointed to be king, what follows is that he goes back to continue tending for the sheep. You look at Joseph, he's sold into slavery. So there's a season in which God prepares you. And in this season, you need to be careful. And this is what brings us to the next point, which is being careful in building your relationship with God. It is a season to walk in obedience. When you look at Joseph, he walked in obedience. He flee sexual immorality in this season of waiting. He was arrested in a dungeon, but he was still faithful to God, even in that season of him waiting for the promise to be finally accomplished. And the other point is that never cease praying. Do not stop praying because you have not seen the promise. Continue to pray. Continue praying to God. Continue telling God, God, this is what I'm trusting you for. Could it be that there's some spiritual test? Could it be that there's some, demonic things that are stopping that thing from getting to you? You need to continue praying. You need to know. Don't stop praying. Keep praying to God. Tell God, remind God, tell God again and again and again. But most importantly, as you pray, remember to thank God because he has already done it. Begin to tell God, thank you because I've already gotten that job. Thank you because I know that spouse is on the way. And allow God to prepare you for that which is on the way. And I think most importantly, even as you pray, remember to focus on God, who is the problem solver. Do not focus on the problem. Don't focus on the predicament. Please focus on the one who can solve it. Focus on God who can solve whatever problem you're going through. Do not focus on the problem. Tell your problem how big your God is. Not God how big your problem is now. Waiting they happen. Sometimes you need to switch it up on the devil and tell him, my God is big. My God can do this. He can take me to the next level. So in your waiting season, continue to tell your problems how big your God is. Begin to have this confidence in your prayer life. And most importantly, as I conclude, remember that Isaiah 40:31 reminds us that those who wait upon the Lord, they shall find their strength renewed. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall walk and not be weak. They shall run and not be weary. What this means is that God will keep renewing your strength. You may feel as if you're tired. You may feel as though you were just overwhelmed. But I can promise you one thing. God will continue to renew your strength. He will continue to take you to the next level of your waiting. Endure. Be patient. Be certain that God is going to do it without any doubt. So please remember one thing. Your strength is going to be renewed. Do not lose hope. Continue trusting in God and wait, because the weight of what is to come, the wait, W-E-I-G-H-T, the wait is going to prove to you why you had to wait that long. This is today's bait.